students. In the last video we have discussed the process of partition. So in this video I'll talk about the consequences of partition. As I've already discussed that partition was one of the sudden reaction to the people. People were displaced and they were rehabilitated to another country or another territory or another region of the world. And this was one of the most largest, abrupt, unplanned and tragic transfer of population in the history. It was one of the largest, meaning a huge number of people, they were displaced. Alright, and it was most sudden. It was suddenly happened, and this was tragic. As I've told you, this was tragic. People were attached, they had sentiments, and they had to suffer because of the partition. And there were killings on both the sides, atrocities on both the sides of the borders. And who were the main target? The minorities. They were killed ruthlessly, they were injured, injured people of both the communities had to face the consequences. So the first consequence is the establishment of the communal zones, meaning the tensions of the two communities, Hindu and Muslims. It happened mostly in three regions. One is Lahore, Amritsar and Kolkata. So these were the communal zones. So Muslim would avoid going to an area of Hindu or Sikh. Hindus and Sikh, they would avoid going to an area or the dominance of Muslim in order to get themselves safe. Alright. And the second one is displacement and danger. Alright, so people had to leave their homes. Okay, people had to leave their homes, and the minorities, when they were leaving their homes and going and settling in some other regions, they had to stay in refugee camps. You must have seen the movie Kashmir Files. You must have seen. No, that is another thing, but you must have seen how the refugee camps has been set up. So these are the refugee camps where they had to settle. Okay. And they often found unhelpful because the administration and the police, they were not helping them. Alright, and there was they traveled a lot of distance. Even they were during the travel, many women, they were dangers or threats to women. Alright, they were getting raped, they were getting killed, attacked. And some women were abducted and they were forcefully married by another religion, and they had to convert the religion. So what happened? The family members itself, in the name of family honor, they were killing their own wives, right, in order to save the family honor. And for lakhs of these refugees, they had no freedom, so they had to stay in refugee camps. Another consequences is there were many writers, poets, alright, and they have expressed themselves. Okay, they have written short stories, poems. One of the example is given in your book. This is Dawn of Freedom by Faiz Ahmed Faiz. Alright. Also, Today I Call War is Shah, Amrita Preetham. So they have written so many short stories, poems, by expressing themselves, like what happened during the partition, how tragic it was, and it is also been termed as division of hearts for them. Okay, because even from the small minute things to big things were also being divided among the two countries. For example, typewriters, chairs, paper clips, books, these things were divided among the two. Alright, and there was also a separation of employment, like employed citizens, like if you're working in government, employees of government in railways, they were also divided. Alright, and 80 lakh people, they were migrated. all right, and 5 to 10 people, 10 lakh people, they were killed, all right, in the violence. All right, so this was the division of hearts, because so many things were divided. Smallest typewriters, small things to bigger things, everything was divided. And why division of hearts? Meaning because they shared a common livelihood, but because of the partition, the two hearts, I mean, a heart, a heart was divided. So two parts were there of a heart. All right, and yeah, beyond this administrative concerns and financial strains, what happened? The leaders of the Indian national struggle, they believed in two-nation theory. All right, and 12% of the total population in 1951. All right, the Muslim population, uh, still, even you say that the country was divided, 12% of the Indian population was Muslim. So how would the government of India treat its Muslim citizens? Because see, there were other religious minorities too, like Sikhs, Christians, Jains, Buddhists. They were also the minorities, Parsis, Jews. So there were tensions within India that what if these communities also ask for a separate nation? All right, so there were competing interests, like the Muslim League, they were formed to protect the interests of Muslim in colonial India. So it was in the forefront of the demand that we'll want a Muslim nation. All right, so what our leaders did was they were determined that in order to protect the integrity, all right, they don't want the country to be divided into small parts. So we should not be a country that believes that this religion is inferior or this religion is superior. All right, we believe in the principle of equality. Every religion is same. That is why our leaders or our uh, nation builders, they have always cherished the idea of secular nation, meaning India is a secular country, that no religion is supreme, no religion is superior to the other one. Every religion has its own existence, and we celebrate a country that is coexistent of all the religion. All right, in spite of the tensions that went on, because we don't want the country into fragments. All right, so I hope this topic is clear to you people. Consequences of partition. In the next topic, I'll cover integration of princely states. So we are going to discuss princely states in the next video. So thank you.